Hi guys, this is a new week. We're going to be looking at what we have for the week, the pairs that we're going to be trading this week. So I'm going to start with AUD and ZD. AUD and ZD on the monthly time frame, this is what I look at. I analyze the market week by week and see what opportunities that I'm going to have this week. So we have this triple bottom around this area that is quite consolidative, if you ask me, on the monthly time frame, and it has been consolidating for a while now, but price has finally broken that consolidation, which is around this region. So I'm expecting a serious push to the upside, which the price is presently doing as of the moment, because it's this consolidation around here, because this market consolidated a bit around this area that give a triple bottom and a double bottom around this area. So anytime you see a consolidation like this, when it breaks out, it normally shoots to the upside significantly. That's why we're having a push to the upside as of the moment. So this triple bottom around this area is what is pushing this market upward. Although we've not seen a significant correction yet, however, this market is looking a little bit consolidative because we are approaching the mid-range zone as of the moment. So on the monthly time frame, the price is still bullish. Then when we come back to the weekly time frame, what are we looking at on the weekly time frame? Price is currently correcting. It's a little bit on the weekly time frame. Look at the nature of the previous correction. We have a push, we have a correction, we have a push sideways push, then we have a correction, then we have this is a correction, this is a push, this is a correction, this is a push. But if you look at this properly, you're going to see that there is an exhaustion pattern that is currently happening here. How do I know that this price is giving us an exhaustion pattern? If you see this push is a little bit closer to this one, and if you see this push is just a little bit closer to this one. Not really, this is not really a push. This is now looking like a double top around this area. If you check, it's not a significant, it's not a clear higher high from this high. So it's almost a double top. So that was why initially I was considering if this is going to form a double top for a continuation to the downside. However, this did not give us a double top because we have a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern here, where the market is currently pushing up as of the moment. So, but remember that we have a mid-range zone around this region. So that is why price is going to be a little bit stalling, but we're still bullish, but we have to be careful because this is an exhaustion pattern. This pattern is an exhaustion pattern. So we are still going to be looking at buy as of the moment, but you're going to put it in mind that once you're looking for a buy, you have to be very careful because number one, this is a mid-range zone, and number two, the price is currently tightening. The price is tightening as of the moment. So this is a bearish flag pattern. Then we won't come back to the daily time frame. What are we looking at on the daily time frame? Price is still looking very much bullish as of the moment. So I'm looking for a retest around this area, just a retest around this area for a continuation to the upside. It can retest around this region or it can just push up from this area for a continuation to the upside. So I'll be looking for a buy on Euro GDP. So I'm going to be careful around this area that the market rejected from previously. So this area is going to be my first level target. And if it breaks this area, then it's going to be my second level target. So I'm considering buy, but if I see a significant rejection around this area, then I'm going to be taking out some position, then moving my stop loss to break even because the price is looking already corrective. Then the next pair that I will be checking is Brent oil. Brent oil, as of last week, we were looking at a buy bias, but the market did not tag us in last week. So because of what we had in the monthly time frame, look at my present structure on the monthly time frame. This triple top around this area, this consolidation is what pushed the market downward. This inverse head and shoulder pattern is what pushed the market upward. So as of the moment, I like what I see on Brent oil because this is looking like a double bottom to me at the mid-range zone, and the price already is testing the major zone as of the moment. This is a major zone, if you ask me. That's why that's why the price is currently consolidating around that area. So when you come back to your weekly time frame, you're going to see clearly what I'm talking about on the weekly time frame, because you're going to see that price has formed a proper triple bottom around this area. This is one bottom, this is the second bottom, and this is the third bottom. So I was looking for a buy around this area, but I was thinking that the week is going to touch here and continuation to the upside. But this price did not this price failed to touch this region around this area. So, and we are currently seeing a rejection around this zone. So, what I'm assuming right now is that price want to form a left shoulder like this, just the same as this one that is formed here, a little bit more. That's what I think, that price is going to come and test this neckline region or the Fibonacci region. So that's what I'm expecting price to do. So for now, before the buy is going to take place, I'm looking for a sell on Euro USD as of the moment. So when we come back to our daily time frame, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking for a sell on Euro USD as of the moment. If you come, you can see double bottom around this area. If you come, you can see a double bottom. So I'm looking for a sell to this area, because this is already, it's not a double bottom, sorry, it's a double top. So I'm looking for a sell from this area to this area, retest of this region, then it dropped to this area. So I put this area because this is the neckline and this is the Fibonacci. So if the market wants to come and test the demand region that is in these areas, and it's going to be testing the Fibonacci. So my sell is going to be around this area to this area, then my buy is going to be around this area to this area. So this is going to be my target, my TP for the sell, and that TP for the sell is going to be my buy to the upside. So overall, Brent oil is bullish, but medium-term Brent oil is bearish. So I'm looking to sell Brent oil to the downside and also push it up to the upside. That's my take on Brent oil as of the moment. These are my entries. These are my entries for the sell, my stop loss here, my take profit here. These are my entries for the buy. My entry is going to be here, my stop loss here, my take profit here. Although first level target is going to be here, second level target is going to be here. The next pair that I'm going to be checking is GDP-JPY. GDP-JPY, when you check GDP-JPY carefully, I did not take this trade. I missed this trade because I was, I don't know, I was too careful, I think, or because the monthly time frame, it was looking all bullish. So when we come back to our monthly time frame, this triple bottom. This triple bottom around this area is what pushed the market upward. And we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, and we have a push. So I'm going to be checking what is happening on this present push. This push is this push is not higher. This push is not significantly higher from this one. So and this level around this area is a supply region that pushed the market downward. So that's why I'm still expecting GDP JPY is still bullish, but we are just having a little correction along the way. Then we are going to have either the market, that's why I'm really like careful. Either the market wants to come and test the weak region around this area for a continuation to the upside, or it wants to come and test the candle close. That's what I'm looking at. It's either it wants to come and test the week around this area for a continuation to the upside, or the candle close. So we'll come back to a weekly time frame. What are we seeing on the weekly time frame? I was looking at the nature of the previous correction initially. So this is the kind of correction that we have. This is the kind of correction, and this is the kind of correction that we have. However, the price has presently formed a double top around this area and pushed the market downward. So this area can easily push the market upwards, or this area can push the market upwards. So that's what I'm looking at. If I see a consolidation around this area, like for at least 1 week of a consolidation around this area for push, then I'm going to be considering a buy. However, if the price come back here and retest this area, then it's going to be continuation for a sell to test this region. However, this candle is looking bearish. Then when we come back to our daily time frame, it's quite clear on the daily time frame. We have a triple top around this area. Then we have a triple top around this area. Then we have push towards it, a significant push towards the downside. I saw this trade. I saw this triple top. I don't know why I did not take it because monthly was looking bullish, weekly was looking bullish. So I saw this daily was looking like this. It's quite clear to me as of that time if you watch my previous video. But I don't know why I did not take it. Maybe because weekly and monthly was looking quite bullish. But now, as of the moment, I'm going to be looking at two things. If I see a series of consolidation around this area, like a 1 week consolidation around this area, then I'm going to be taking the trade for a buy. However, if I see just push towards the upside, then I'm going to be expecting that the price wants to come and test this neckline for a continuation to the downside. So that's my take on GDP USD, GDP JPY. However, GDP JPY, I'm going to be taking a market order. I'm going to be placing a market order from here to here for a buy. I know it's going to test this region. Either it wants to go up. Either it wants to go down, it will first of all go up before it comes down. Or if it wants to go up really, it's going to consolidate here for a while before the continuation to the upside. So the next pair that I'm going to be looking at is DXY. And you know, DXY is Euro USD inverted. So we'll come back to our monthly time frame. What am I looking on the monthly time frame? This is what I'm looking at on the monthly time frame. We have series of correction around this area on DXY. We have a correction here, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a series of correction, kind of big correction around this area. Then we have a push, we have a correction around this area, then we have a push. And this is similar, it's looking similar correction to this correction for a continuation to the upside. But presently the price is failing. Let's look at what price is doing as of the moment. We have a double top around this area that is pushing the market downwards presently. However, this area is a mid-range zone around this region. So this can be a potential push from this area to the upside. However, it's not yet a triple bottom because there is no candle yet that has been formed. So that is what I'm looking. So presently I'm looking at DXY to be a sell. So when I come back to our weekly time frame, what was I looking at on the weekly time frame on DX? So I remember I was telling you, if you watch my previous video, that this is a double bottom, this is a shoulder, this is a shoulder, but this shoulder is not quite significant from this shoulder. Anytime I see a shoulder that is not quite significant from the other shoulder, I'm very skeptical about it. And that is why you're seeing a double top around this area, although this is a major zone that made this double top to form around this region. So last week I was looking, this is a push to the neckline, and this is a correction. This is a push. This is a structural region. Price just came to test the structural region around this area for a continuation to the downside. So that was what I was looking at last week, which I'm presently on the trade on Euro USD. Then the next, we'll come back to our daily time frame. I just draw a counter trend line, drew a counter trend line, and price broke it, and we're looking corrective for a continuation to the downside. So that's my take on DXY, and most likely Euro USD is going to be doing the same thing. So initially, I came back to check what the 4-hour time frame is doing. I was seeing a kind of an inverse head and shoulder pattern around this region. I was not so comfortable with the trade, so I was a little bit worried, but I just left it. But eventually, the inverse head and shoulder pattern came to form a double top around this region, and this double top signified a continuation to the downside. So that's my take on DXY. We are still looking bearish. Then I'll go to the Euro USD, which is DXY inverted. Go back to my Euro USD. And the monthly time frame on Euro USD, what am I looking at? This is a triple bottom around this area that pushed the market upwards. Then we have a double top around this area or triple top around this area that brought the market downward. Same thing as DXY. So I was expecting a retest of this neckline, but this major zone around this area held the market and consolidated for a while. So this is a mid-range zone around this region, and price has currently broken the top region, the top region that pushed the market downwards several times. Price has currently broken it. So Euro USD, I'm looking for a buy as well. Then we'll come back to our weekly time frame. What am I looking on the weekly time frame? This is a retest. Remember, I was telling you last week, this is looking like a retest of the structural region around this area, and price already closed above it. So I'm looking for Euro USD for a buy towards the upside. When we have a break above this region, then Euro USD is going to be giving us buy. So I'm going to be also considering the initial correction. This correction is a little bit big, and this correction, if you calculate from this area, from this weak rejection to this area, is almost the same as this correction as well. So that's my analysis on the weekly time frame. So we are almost having similar correction. So we are going to have another push towards the upside to break this region for a continuation to the upside. So on the daily time frame, this is what I'm looking at. We're almost at my entrance is almost at break-even region. They almost at my entry. So if I have the opportunity, I'm going to be placing more buy on Euro USD market execution. I'm not sure it's going to correct some more. I think I'm going to be placing more market execution on Euro USD. So this is looking corrective as this one. This is also looking, this is a push because of the nature of the push around this area. That is why the market is correcting like this. So today, I'm expecting a significant push to the upside, a daily bullish engulfing candlestick pattern from this region. So when we come back to our 4-hour time frame, this is looking like a base already on the 4-hour time frame. What could be better than this? This is a base. This is looking as much as this for a continuation to the upside. So on Euro USD, I'm expecting a significant push towards the upside today. That's my take on Euro USD. Then let's look at what is happening on BTC. BTC, on the other hand, let's go back to our monthly time frame. What are we looking at on the monthly time frame on BTC? BTC, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, and this is looking like it's testing this zone, this structural region for a correction, and also testing a demand region at this area. However, this market could easily go up from this place. Then we're expecting a push. However, it's not yet ready for the upside. This is not the way the market reversed to the upside. This is not the way the market reversed to the upside. So presently, I'm expecting this is going to be a correction. I'm expecting a correction like this for a continuation to the downside, at least to form a double bottom. This is not the way the market reversed. This cannot be the way the market reversed. So this, I'm expecting a significant correction towards this area, towards the neckline region for a continuation to the downside. Then if the market stall around this area, then that is when we're going to be saying that BTC is going to be bullish. However, BTC is not bearish. BTC is not bullish as of the moment. BTC is still bearish. So what is happening presently on BTC is a correction. That is why the correction is going to look exactly like this. So it's going to be stressful taking the trade on BTC. So my take on BTC is just allow the BTC correction to form correctly like this, then before the continuation to the downside. That's my take on BTC. If you're going to take BTC buy, it's going to be like kind of really corrective. It's not nice to take as of the moment. Allow the BTC to play out, allow the BTC to correct for a while before you're going to take the trade for the sell for the downside. This is not the way the market reverses. This cannot be the way the market reverses. Before the market is going to reverse, it's going to come back down to tell me that it wants to go back up. This is not the way the market reverses. So the next pair that I'm going to be looking at is GDP JPY, GDP, Euro GDP. Euro GDP on the monthly time frame. I will look at what the monthly candles are doing on the monthly time frame. We'll come back and see. Initially, I was looking at this as a head, this as a left shoulder, and this as a right shoulder. However, this market gave a triple bottom around this area. We have a push, and this is looking like a correction towards the upside, like what I can see as of the moment. But this is also looking like a head, left shoulder, and a right shoulder. Could this market come and test this region? Initially, I was looking that the market wants to reverse from this area to the upside, but the price has broken that level, and this can be a breach of a major zone. So we'll come back to our weekly time frame. What am I looking at on the weekly time frame? I'm kind of considering that this is a head, this is a left shoulder, and this is looking like a right shoulder around this area, and price has it's tapping this region, this shoulder region around this area. So that is why I'm still considering a sell on. Initially, I was considering a buy, but as of the moment, when last week candle closed, this is looking like a weak rejection, weak saw for a continuation to the downside. So on the daily time frame, what am I going to be looking at on the daily time frame? I'm going to be looking because this is looking like a massive inverse head and shoulder pattern. If you check around this area, we have a head here, we have a left shoulder, and we have a right shoulder. However, I'm going to be considering a sell, not a buy anymore, because the market has actually formed a double top around this area and several consolidation around this area for a continuation to the downside. So this double top around this area has invalidated this inverse head and shoulder pattern. If you check this region as well, you're going to see this is looking like a head, this is looking like a left shoulder, and this is also looking like a right shoulder for a continuation to the upside. But this double top around this area was what invalidated this inverse head and shoulder around this area. So could this be that this is something that is going to happen around this area? That's why I'm considering a sell in this area. So I'm looking for the market to pull back around this region, then continuation for a sell to the downside. So that's my take on Euro GDP. I'm going to be looking for a sell, not a buy. However, we have to be very careful. When the price tag us in, we'll remove 20% of our position around this area and move the stop loss to break even, because this can easily be an inverse head and shoulder pattern that will push to the upside. So that's my take on Euro GDP as of the moment. So that's the end of my analysis for this week. We're going to be seeing how the market is going to play out next week.